3, 2, live on Facebook. I was just trying to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and before it went, it just went on Facebook. Hello, everybody. I hope that this is going just the way we want it to go, because this is a very, very special day. Melanie, you went and okay,
I just
that was.
got a call. Oh my goodness. Oh
Melanie's
my
like,
goodness. Just
yeah,
as we're
that's okay.
going, I got a call. Let me just, and it's bless her, it's my daughter attempting to call me for my birthday.
Right.
So I just going to try and send a message
Please.
just to
While I
say,
talk about you, Melanie, you can try and
yes,
send a
go ahead.
message.
Thank
Um,
you.
okay, it's Melanie's birthday. She's turning 50. This date was decided even before, I think, August 1st. It was decided that we are going to announce Melanie as a champion on her 50th birthday, because she's so special to me and she's just amazing as a human being, supporting this movement for very, very long, even when it was not existing. And she's an amazing mother. She's a teacher. She's into the parenting space of being coaching parents and bringing so much light to children's life. In fact, she has some interesting things to tell me while we used to have a conversation. We will discuss that as well, Melanie, because that's my testimonial about it. And wishing Melanie a very happy birthday. And Melanie has a big smile. I think somebody's entered. Who is entering, Melanie? Your daughter? Is that your daughter?
No, my dogs are just going crazy in the background. So I thought, let me mute the mic so that,
It's
so
all
that
right,
you don't
Melanie.
hear their barking coming
That's
through.
okay. They're celebrating with me. They're celebrating with me. So, Melanie, welcome and thank you for being one of my champion. Anyway, champion mom, yes, for the book, but champion anyway. And I totally love you. And this is a great day for me because we're celebrating your 50th birthday right in front of the live audience. And Francis is
Thank
here.
you.
And let's go about, why don't you introduce yourself, Melanie? Let's introduce what you do. Where are you tuning in from? Let's talk about that first.
Okay, so my name is Melanie Hibbert, as Shika Khan has said, and I am a parent empowerment coach and mindfulness practitioner. I am originally from England, London, but I am currently living in Jamaica. So I'm in St. Elizabeth right now, tuning in this wonderful country in the nice sunshine. So I got to experience my 50th birthday out here in Jamaica, which is absolutely awesome. So, yes, my journey, my mission is to transform a generation of parents and children to believe that they can be, do, and have anything that they set their mind to, sowing the seeds of success into our children and into our parents. So that's very much what I'm all about, and that is my goal and my desire, very much so.
Oh, lovely. I know there's so much more to it. You're very humble and you're saying things very in a very minimal way because there's a talkative host here. And Jenny is joined us as well. And Jenny is in a coaching group with me, and she's another amazing person. So I have Francis here, I have Jenny here supporting this movement. This is amazing.
An
So
amazing movement. Absolutely an
thanks.
amazing movement. Yeah,
It's
it's been inspiring to watch, and knowing that I'm going to be a part of it has been even more inspiring. So yeah, it's been fantastic to watch you go, girl. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. Means a lot. So let's talk about your journey as a teacher and your journey as a mom. And what is it all about? Your love for children. How did it come? And I know that you're totally like a doting mother to your daughter. And
Mm.
like the minute you talk about it, Melanie has this big smile when you say the word her daughters. I don't know her name yet, but we'll talk about
Amira.
that. Amira.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
know her
So
pictures, they shine around her.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let's talk about that.
So my journey as a teacher, I've been teaching for about 19 years now, and I actually started my journey teaching soon after my daughter was born. Yeah, she was a baby when I started, and doing the teacher training and learning. I transitioned from, I was in theatre and did stage work, backstage work, newspaper, press, that kind of stuff, and I had quite a journey in that process, kind of thing, which wasn't a pleasant journey, to be honest. And then when my daughter came, I was like, I need to change. I need something that, will be edifying for my child as well. And I kind of went into teaching. I went into teaching, and yeah, it's been an experience as well, in that the teaching journey itself was quite a tricky one, but I loved it. I enjoyed it. As we went through, things became the workload, the amount of stress and the anxiety that happens, and just wanting to be the best teacher that you can to deliver for these children that you are basically educating, and then as well as my daughter at home. So it was a lot. So that's kind of like where I began my self-development journey. And that's when I started to learn about mindfulness practices and success habits and things. And as I was going through that journey, I guess I was fortunate to be doing it in front of my class, because as I was learning these things, I was like, my goodness, how amazing would it have been if I'd learned these things as a child? How different my journey would have been. I may not have been a teacher. I may well have been able to have got through what I originally had my heart desires to set on, but because of certain lacks and things, my confidence got stripped away. The way things occurred, just because, of being a Black female and things, and the way that kind of worked. So many different aspects impacted my journey in that before I became a teacher. But I knew, when I was doing the self-development, I knew that if I had these seeds in place, as I was going through, it may well have been a whole different experience. And that's kind of where I began to develop this passion to teach these things to our children, because our children needed to be empowered. They needed to know that they had worth that was deep within them, that it wasn't reliant on anything outside of them, And so the more that I developed and learned these things, the more I became passionate about teaching it to our children and transforming them, so that they knew that within them that they had all that was needed to be, do, and have anything that they desired. When they really embodied that self-belief, when they had that focus, when they have that understanding of the seeds of success that is required, and that most of it is about self-belief, self-esteem, confidence, all of these things that channel into the way that you want to go. It was like about embedding those things into our children. And I did that with my class then. I did it with my daughter, bless her. I wrote a book called Empowering Children to Discover Their Genius. And my daughter was, bless her, the person that I did all of the activities on and all of those kind of things. And so as well as, yeah, she was it. She was like, well, how do you feel? How does that work? How, what are you thinking? I empowered her to believe that she could be and do whatever it is. She just needed to keep on keep that self-belief going for herself as well, to recognize that that's a work that we have to do individually, and I think as parents, we need to embody that. We need to show that and demonstrate that to our children. So, and demonstrate it so that they can see us doing it and then do it for themselves as well. I don't think we can no longer be that parenting style of where you do as I say and not as I do kind of thing. That doesn't work. Our children, they feed off of our essence, they feed off of our energy, they follow, whether we say it or not, that's what they're picking up on unconsciously or not. They pick up on what it is that you do, and that's what they will emulate. So it's important for us to lead by example, to show them. And so therefore, when I talk about transforming a generation, I talk about transforming us as parents as well as our children at the same time. Can you just imagine what this world would be like if our parents and our children, really truly believe that they could be, do, and have anything that they want, and set about to go and do that, secure and confident in that knowledge that is theirs for theirs to have. That to me is just an amazing an amazing world to move into, you know, and it's happening. Awareness is happening. So much more people are understanding that it's down to them, that nobody's going to come and save them. It's down to them and their belief, but that's going to move them forward. The way that they look at the world is what it is that's going to be reflected on them. It's down to them to hold on to their belief and their courage and to move forward with what it is that they want to create. And I think the more as us as parents are doing that, the more our children are following through, the more they're recognizing that, you know, it's not just the academics that you get taught in school, but it's the belief in oneself that is going to make the difference in terms of what success they will have in life. And success is defined differently to everybody, you know, so what your success is different to my success. And so it's about everybody owning what that success is, but knowing the seeds are the same. The seeds and the tools required to get to whatever that success is exactly the same. And it starts with belief in oneself, belief in one's ability to be able to go forth and create and be and do whatever it is that they want. And that's the biggest seed that I want to plant in all of us, in both our parents and our children. And you've helped me do that. This journey has helped me do that even more so. As you said, you saw the posts that are things that I was doing, but the difference was is that I wasn't personally showing up in those posts. And through this journey, through doing your selfie to self-confidence course, and you cheering me on with the skills and the abilities to take my own self-portraits and show up in my content, delivering that message even more, I just feel even more empowered and even more, you know, focused, and have the ability to go forth and begin this transformation and draw in even more mums and parents into this journey to recognize that them, as you say, showing up as their authentic self, that's the transformation in itself. Being their authentic self, doing what it is that they want to do authentically, that there is what shows them and their children that they have the ability to do that. So yeah.
And you suddenly, I think with this little thing you seem like unstoppable, you know, because this little resistance, this little hesitation is stopping us from doing so many things. And the minute we
Mm-hmm.
just cross through this little, you know, this little thing that we think is too difficult to cross, and the minute we do that, like the minute we cross this resistance against showing up, resistance against self-criticism, like the resistance that we have, and we self-criticize ourselves all the time, suddenly
Mm-hmm.
I seem to be unstoppable, because this has been my journey. You're talking about this
Yeah.
journey. I like, people are just wondering what is wrong with me, or some
Yeah.
of them who know me and have woken up after 8 years, because I was always like this, and I've woken up after
Mm-hmm.
8 years and I feel unstoppable, because I was just like, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Like all I
Mm-hmm.
needed was to cross this line and say, it's okay, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, however you are, authentic self, show up. That was it.
Yeah.
Like when you're on the other side, it looks, that was it, but it takes work, it
Mm-hmm.
takes that inner thing. But you know, and that is it, and I feel unstoppable. And then suddenly, 20 years of my work, what I meant to do, and this movement is coming forward, and I see you unstoppable, and I see that a lot of parents deserve to see Melanie, and her unstoppable energy that's coming up, showing up like a queen. Look at your pictures. I mean, it's a very humbling thing, you know, Melanie. And like, while you were talking about children, and of course, this whole movement started with this ripple effect as well on children that I was worried about. And I must say that in our interaction during this course, I also learned some things. And I want to say that about Melanie here, right here, as a testimonial for her. You know, interestingly, that my son, I was talking to Melanie, and she's so interested in children, and my son barged in with his black and white, you know, sketches. He just barged in with his black and white sketches, and I was just wrapping up my call with Melanie, and I was like, okay, fine, you can show it to Melanie, and he wanted to really show it to her, and Melanie was very excited, and she's like, oh my God, he's a great artist. He's all of 8 years old, and then, you know, like, I don't know, in a very apologetic way, or I don't know, confused way, I just told Melanie that I don't know why he just keeps drawing in like black and white pencil. You know, I keep telling him about color. Why don't you use color? He's such a great, you know, artist. He doesn't use color. And I'm going on and on and on. And Melanie's like, stop, and you don't know why he does that? I'm like, not at all, I don't know why he does that, because I really want him to play with colors. And he's like, look at yourself, you love black and white photography. And then it just stopped me at that moment. I was in a hurry to leave for something, but I was like, just say that again. I mean, really, you just nailed the point. And I was such an aha moment, because all my life I've been saying that I love black and white. All my
Mm-hmm.
life, people ask me why you don't shoot color pictures, and I'm like, I just love black and white. I'm known for my black and white photography. And there was an aha moment, and then he's like, he looks up to you and he sees you creating black and white, and hence is black and white. And that was an aha moment for me. And then I, just to test if Melanie's right, of course I tested it. I wanted to test it, because I'm also another level of this thing. I was like, let me test this. So I stepped out, and my husband asked him that, wow, you're doing such great stuff, you are amazing. And he had colored again, like we both colored, but we colored in gray, and gray tones of gray. And but my husband just started praising, because I told him about it. And then he said, wow, you're coloring in gray and everything. See, your mom does such great color stuff as well. And he turns around and tells me, no, she does a lot of black and white. See, I'll show you. Then he starts pointing in the drawing, like on the living room. See, that's black and white. That's black and white. That's black and
Mm-hmm.
white. That, and it confirmed it to me that, like, he picked up this whole black and white with me, and it is my responsibility right now to bring color in his life. Because if I want color in his life, and I don't want him to be unstoppable about his creativity, then I need to. And believe me, Melanie, that's the day until today. If I show you what that boy is doing, and just coincidentally universe does that, it
Mm-hmm.
somebody
Mm-hmm.
came, not that he's ever been gifted, never been gifted colors, but there was
Mm.
a big box of color gifted. Suddenly this boy starts to, maybe my attention went more on color with him. And
Mm-hmm.
then I he has a big folder of all his dinosaurs and Godzillas and everything, fully colored, which he always was very scared of that it'll get spoiled. And that
Mm-hmm.
is, that's thanks to you that you had brought that in notice, and many things that you've said to me, I think. And that's the whole reason this self-portrait movement as well, because this is what we're telling our children: we are not beautiful, we are not nice, don't take my picture, my hair are oily,
Yeah.
my skin has pimples, I'm looking fat, why did you take my picture, what is wrong with you? And sometimes
Yeah.
we're not even saying directly to them, we're talking
No.
amongst ourselves to
Mm-hmm.
partners. We're
Mm-hmm.
saying that, oh my god, he put that picture there and it was just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Or look at me, what I'm doing, I'm talking to my friends, people, they just keep hearing it. And then
Mm-hmm.
this
They
whole
hear
beautiful
it.
thing about memories, that photography is about memories, gets diluted,
Mm.
is about photography is about your image, and your
Mm-hmm.
image which has been created by the world as a perfect image. You start aligning yourself with that, and then children are
Mm-hmm.
growing up thinking that it's no more about memories, it's about a particular angle, it's about smiling in certain way. And even I think as mothers we keep saying, smile, smile, oh come on, you're looking so grumpy. I like a grumpy picture is a good picture, it's okay if he's grumpy, right? That's a good picture to
Mm-hmm.
laugh about later. So that's why I really aligned with you when you said that, Melanie. And I definitely urge people to connect with Melanie here, because she does bring these insights about thing. And though I was supposed to be coaching her about self portraits, but she was coaching me back about where I was lacking as a mother. And I'm very, very grateful to
Not
bring that
lacking
she's
as a
brought.
mother. It's not lacking as a mother at all. It's just
Yes,
bringing awareness to our conscious
yeah,
or unconscious behaviors, and that there was nothing lacking
yes. I
in
felt
your
that for sure.
mothering.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
felt that.
yeah. It is. It's like once we are consciously aware of that, certain our habits can be picked up by our children. So it
Yeah,
brings that awareness to what we do unconsciously or what they
yes,
might pick up unconsciously. And so if we want to embed the seeds of success, then we need to be aware of that. We need to be
absolutely.
aware of what it is that they pick up from us and whether that's positive or negative. And
Right.
when we have that awareness, we have the ability to make different choices, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
The power is with us. The power is with us. So awareness gives us back our power to
Yes.
choose what it is that we want to plant. And also, if there are certain behaviors or negative things that you're working through, to be open enough to speak about that, to
Yeah.
show them that this is what we're working on and this is where I want to go with that, as
Right.
opposed to, you know, attempting to hide it, bury it, or give a different energy to it that they will
Right.
also pick up on.
Right. Right.
So this is where I think, even more so, like what you were saying in terms of your movement, that self-confidence, self is to self-confidence, our children do pick up on what it is that we feel about
Right.
ourselves,
Right.
and we may be confident in so many other areas and things, but if we don't want to take a picture of ourselves and they see that, if we're missing from certain pictures, like you said, and they will pick up on that vibration. They will also then perhaps interpret that lack of confidence for themselves, take that
Right.
on board for themselves as well as they
Right.
move further down the line. So I think your movement has certainly highlighted a lot for me. I was absolutely fine taking pictures with my family. I was cool with my daughter. I can't say that I missed any memories in that sense in taking pictures with my daughter and stuff like that. But in terms of taking it by myself, for myself, and so forth, that wasn't something that I would do, and certainly not post it on social media. I remember when I put the very first picture that we did up there, and my friend, she wrote this long piece, a paragraph, like, just, wow, I can't believe you actually putting a picture of yourself up by yourself, because I could honestly say that all the pictures beforehand, the majority of them beforehand, that were on social media were posted by her. Yeah, and I got tagged in them in that sense, and there would be times that I would be messaging her and say, take that one down,
Take it
or
on.
take that one down.
Yeah, I remember that
you know
message, and I read that
yeah.
message as well. And
Yeah,
for
so
me,
and so in this last 6 weeks that we've been working together, there's been a massive journey, certainly just in my confidence of taking my own pictures and posting them and using them in the content. And I think it's certainly empowered my message that I am delivering to both parents and children about that self-belief. I've now embodied that self-belief even further in terms of showing up as authentically as myself on camera or on picture and kind of thing. And it's been an amazing journey, and I look forward to continuing and
oh,
transforming
you're going
even
to be
further.
unstoppable. I'm saying
Yeah,
this
you just
today,
keep going.
Melanie. I mean, I'm saying this today. I've seen your pictures of your 50th birthday posing. Um, I mean, I don't have anything to say, but like, to reach there, it seems we did it together. Like I was just telling you before this interview, and I'm telling this to audience. Then when I started this journey for myself, I was not sure that this inner voice is okay. Is it going to be totally insane if I start doing it? If I start showing up, I know somebody will say, "What's wrong with your hair? Look at the light you're using. Why are you looking so tired? What it is?" Like, of course, I'm raising a baby in the night sleep and everything, but all that just goes away. And and like, for me, like, holding this hand with you and reaching there, and now now it's all yours, because that's what this movement is. That I think we as sisters probably need to pick each other up and say, it's okay, I've done it. Now Melanie's done it, now somebody else will do it, and
Mm-hmm,
we just keep
mm-hmm.
making them reach that place from where they can take a flight, because then it's nothing to do with me, because they just need to see that place to reach, which they're so scared of, to take that flight right there. And then it's unstoppable where you're landing, where you're going to go. Everything belongs to you then once you take that flight, and you have
Yeah,
taken that flight. You've taken
yeah.
that flight, and you're going to reach to heights for sure, Melanie. And I'm going to see this unfold. And I'm telling everybody, she's turned 50, but things are going to unfold in many ways for her. And once she's in this book, I know for every mother, that's my wish, that I'm taking everybody till there. I'm saying, go jump from here, just like it's
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
all, and you will see these lot of mothers who were just on this side, jumping, flying,
Yeah,
doing their own thing, and
yeah.
taking their flight. So that's my dream with this. I also want to tell you, like I keep telling this, I want to ask you, in fact, is that what happened, like, because you've done this course now, what happened when you sat alone with the camera for the first time? I want that experience to come out, because it's like, I'm telling mothers that I don't want anybody to be there to take your pictures, because I don't want them to tell you how you look. I want you to know how you look and figure it out, what however difficult it is. What
Yeah.
happened when you were alone with that camera for the first time? What was the
So
thing
the
that
first
happened?
time, I remember the first time that you said, "Okay, Mel, it's time to take your picture." You got to take your picture yourself, and I was like, "Oh gosh." Yeah, I was very much. It was a very much like, oh gosh, man, I've got to take my picture. And it's like, oh man. And so then I was like, okay, trying to set up the camera to take the picture. And I took loads. I was like, no, don't like that, don't like that. No, that's not it. That's no. Oh, and it was a sense of that kind of thing. And then because we had to take the picture every day, you know,
Yeah.
take a set of pictures every day. I think the second and third day it became like, okay, you got to take your picture. Let's just get it done. Take a picture, and you know, so the mindset started to be thingy, and then it became, okay, you got to take a picture. Let's just have some fun, you know,
Yeah.
and take that thingy. And then as I was going through that, once it became, and it was only a couple of days in, where it was like, okay, let's have some fun. Um, that it was like, okay, Mal, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, you know, and because again, it's in alignment with the message that I'm talking about as well, you know, so having to believe in oneself and that kind of thing. And it's like, so right, Mal, you need to draw on everything that you've been talking about, everything that you say. It's time for you to do it now in this aspect. It's time for you to embody what you say, is to believe in yourself, and for this particular aspect, to take your picture. Believe in yourself, know that you are good enough, that you are have enough to be able to do this, you know. And so yeah, it started having some fun, and then as I started to have some fun, I started seeing more pictures. Oh, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. Ooh, I like that
Now
one.
I
I'm
will
like,
walk. I'll be
oh.
walking and I'll be taking a picture of
and
mine.
then
I'll be like,
and then
and
it
yes,
became more like, I like that one. And as much as I still get ones, it's like I go, oh no, oh
yeah,
no, that's not quite right. That's not quite right. Do you know what I mean? But it's not in, when I go, oh no, it's not in that like, oh my gosh, that looks awful, or you know, in the derogatory terms that the self-taught one might have done. It would have just, it's more like, oh no, the light's not right there, or no, the angle's not quite right there, or
right,
something in
right,
terms of the
right,
technical composition of the picture, as opposed
right.
to what I look like in the picture, kind of thing. So the shift has definitely changed, in that sense. You know, you still have that. We know we're females. Come on now,
Exactly,
we're
of
still
course.
gonna we're still gonna want to look good in our pictures. So we're still gonna have elements of that, but it's not the um, it's not the negative sort of self-talk that I used to have when it came to taking the pictures and what I looked
Yeah,
like in those pictures. There, it's no longer that.
yeah,
Um, in that sense, as much. I won't say it's completely gone, because you know, you know, but the awareness, the difference is the awareness is there, and the ability to shift it to what I'm actually looking for in a picture. That's what makes the biggest difference. So I am very, very pleased, that I feel that I have the ability and feel confidence in showing up in my pictures, and know that I can take better technically shot pictures as well, that really sort of portray what it is that I'm trying to say. Do you see what I mean? It's like
and
things that you showed me, about which lens to take the
yes,
picture with, and the angles, if I'm sitting in the set, which will appear bigger or smaller according to your positioning, and
yeah,
those kind of things in terms of the technicals of the camera and stuff and the lenses. And that, you know, really makes a difference, because you're able to now create the composition of the picture that you're looking for. So that
I also
builds your
remember one
confidence as
time.
well.
I remember one time when I like, of course, the mindset part is the first part, and when technically I told you that it's nothing to do with like mindset is done, and now I was telling you about the camera reversals, etc. Whatever I was telling you, and then suddenly you say, "Oh my God, this looks so much better right there in the middle of the night when we used to have a call." I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, I didn't even know that this just about that angle. I look so nice," and I remember that. I remember that excitement that and you know what? Like, imagine if we feel all the time that we're gorgeous, we are beautiful. Why would we not want to like go and grab things in the world and just be free? Even if
Mhm.
it's COVID, today you're more free because
Mhm.
it's COVID. We're shut down, and then this online world is telling us, "Oh my God!" But with this new thing, you're still free to go and get your dreams. I mean, connect to people, find people, understand people, and that's what the beautiful part about this whole thing is. And
And that's the thing, it's a and it's a different level of confidence that's required for this new world that we're now living in. Do you
yeah,
see what I mean? It's like when we were face to face and in person in my classroom with my kids, with people around me, I'd never believe or feel any of that,
yeah,
in that sense, because you're just doing it and you're there and
yeah,
that kind of thing. But now in this virtual world of connection, I'm here in Jamaica, you're there in India, we're connecting in that sense. We have to show up differently,
yeah,
on camera, but then still wanting to be your authentic self, still wanting to be who you are as a person when we meet face to face, in that sense, but wanting to be that same person. And usually the virtual world, what we'd see on social media and that kind of thing, would be the highlight reel, so to speak. Everybody
right,
was looking fabulous, this and that, and kind of thing, or living their best life supposedly, and that kind of thing. And you didn't fully get the full authenticity of what was occurring, or you felt the need to judge yourself according to what you were seeing on there. And what this has done now, though, I think the it has removed so much of that, because we are being our authentic self even more so. We're showing up as who we are. We're delivering and being and making an impact as who we are. And that has really made a huge difference. And I think that's where you really see people shine. Like, for example, you every day, I just see you, you're just going every day, doing your thing, just showing up, being you. Like you said, makeup or not, it doesn't take away
I
from your
have
message. You're
I have
delivering
oily hair today. I
and
would have never
yeah,
showed up with these oily hair in my life
you see.
before.
And now
I don't
we're
care.
getting to the and we're getting to that point. Exactly, it's not about that, it's about what it is that we're doing.
Yeah,
It's about what we're saying. That's what it's about. It's about the message. And I think when we get into that mindset more about what it is, the message that we're delivering, it takes the focus away from what it is that we look like, but more about what it is that we're delivering, what it is that we're saying, what it is that we're showing up to deliver, what it is that the impact that we're giving, why are we doing what we're doing,
right.
what's that about, kind of thing. And I think that comes through even more so. And so yeah, I'm enjoying, I'm beginning to enjoy it even more. The more I connect with people, that especially when they're in alignment or understanding the vision that I'm talking about, because I think ultimately when we all transform, which is what's happening, when we all transform, we transform our children as well. They
Yeah,
see it, they see us living and being and striving to do all it is that we set our minds to do. And they then too take that on, and they're like, okay, because our kids do want to emulate us, certainly from a young age, they do. And it's not until they get older and see something, see things that they may not agree, that their positions might change and those kind of things. And I just think as parents, they either want to be us or be like us, or be completely different from us, in that sense, the complete opposite, because of things that they didn't like excuse me, things that was against, that wasn't in alignment for them. And I think, let us be the best version of ourselves, so that our children can always depend on us and come to us at any time and feel supported and loved, no matter what age. We are parents forever.
yeah,
Just because they become adults doesn't mean that we're no longer. I still, well, if it wasn't for my mom right now, the birthday that I had, the birthday celebration that we had yesterday, was all down to mom. She put it all together, did the superb, and oh my gosh, I give thanks to my mother right now. And this is me as my 50-year-old
yeah.
self, you know,
We never.
giving praise and worship to my
Yeah,
mother right now,
mother.
who done
Yes.
an, do you see what I mean? They did an amazing thing. And this is what I'm talking about. We want to be, no matter what age that we become, we still want to be that parent that our child, no matter what age they are, can look to, come to, be supported and loved and nourished, and be that best version of oneself. And yeah, and that to me is an amazing thing. So you know what I mean? So if we can, like I said, transform that generation, transform us and our children to be it all and do it all, it to
Yeah.
me, the world will be amazing.
Yeah. And with
Amazing.
your, oh yes, I'm very excited. And there are two things I want to tell you, that, and I want this to anybody who will take this journey, whether with me or on their own. it would be, you know, what happens is that you said that when you were going to be with children, you never felt that way in physical world because there were no replays. There were no replays to go and keep seeing them, right? There were no replays.
Yeah, yeah,
And then there were no comments because your people who comment on you are not there in the zone. And that's why you feel safe. You feel totally
yeah,
safe. When you come
yeah.
into social media, the whole, like the one thing I don't do, Melanie, I do not see any replays. Because if I start going seeing replays of these 100 interviews that I'm going to do, for God's sake, this whole event is not happening. It's not going to happen
Mm,
because
mm-hmm.
it's just the replay is going to kill me because I'm like, what did I do to my hair? What happened? So I think once you throw it, you trust yourself, trust your knowledge, and just put it there, and then just forget about it, and just forget. I mean, so that's one thing that why everybody felt safer in their zones, and even if they were oily hair, because they were in their zones where people were not commenting on them, they were
Yeah,
not in spotlight, and they themselves were not commenting on themselves because nobody saw
yeah,
what they did, right? So
yeah,
that took a lot
yeah.
of pressure off. And like yesterday, my
And
brother called me. I'm just like, he said, listen, in your Instagram you look like a ghost because the light went dropped. I was in the middle of in the middle of the thing, the light became in the she like, can you just go and change the thumbnail? I was like, no. I said, I don't care because I reached that point. I'm like, I don't care because my interview went well. Kara was amazing. And
yeah,
for me, this chatter, I would have immediately, like in the middle of the night, I would have gone, I would have changed something. I would have figured out the technique to change that particular thumbnail into something else. I
yeah,
don't care.
yeah,
So these are the two
yeah.
things I want to tell people will happen to you when you reach here because one, no replays needed. You
Mm-hmm.
deliver when you go to a school, when you go, like if I go for photography, I have delivered my
Mm,
thought, my knowledge, my confidence, and I leave
mm-hmm.
with what I
Yeah,
get. I just
yeah,
embrace what I get and I leave. And that's
yeah,
what moves me forward. And
yeah,
secondly, comments of our loved one, the resistant sisters and brothers,
yeah,
when they
yeah,
come, like just
yeah,
tell them, I don't care. Like it's okay.
yeah. Yeah,
Don't feel
that's
bad
that's
for me.
amazing.
Yeah.
It is
Don't
what
feel
it
bad
is.
for me.
Yeah, and I kind of adopted part of that technique as well when it came to doing my videos and my live videos. And um, someone said, oh, they prefer to do the recorded one because they're able to, uh, make the edits and control what's being put out there. And for me, my experience was trying to do a recorded one. I would take like so many takes that it just never would get done. So, the thing is, for me, going live, it's like, okay, it's done. Go live, it's out there, it's done. You can't take it back, it's done, you've done it. And what now?
Yeah.
What? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to say what it is what it is. Let's keep it moving, kind
This
of
is who
thing.
I
So
am.
there's yeah, so
And my
there's an element
classroom,
of
this is my classroom. I have gone, I
yeah,
have delivered. I know
yeah,
what I know. Like as a photographer,
mm-hmm,
as a teacher
mm-hmm,
of photography, I know what I know. I have delivered the way I've delivered it. If I was doing this live workshop in a park of photography, if I've done a mistake, it'll come back to me through a feedback from a student. You didn't say this right, and I'll try to correct it in the next one. But I will
mm-hmm,
not go delete my. I can't delete it. I've done it. Like I can't
yeah,
delete anything.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the illusion world that we are in, and that illusion world is scaring us, and that illusion world. But what if we operate like it was a real world? We go, we
mm-hmm,
operate, we go put ourselves there, and forget about it. Trust your
yeah,
knowledge, trust
yeah,
everything, and
yeah,
forget about it. Even
and
nobody will comment on your light that you're looking like a ghost if we were giving because the light dropped down. If you were in the middle of a live event, nobody will tell you that, oh my
absolutely,
god. Nobody will see it because your brother is seeing, feeling bad about you. They're like, oh my god, my sister looking like has a ghostly light because the light dropped in the middle of the thing. I don't care because for me, you can keep saying the replays. I am not seeing the replays. So for me, it does
mm-hmm,
not matter. And that's the thing I
yeah,
want to bring in forward for we women to give them more power that like Melanie, go ahead and feel the way you felt with your students and teach the way you do
mm-hmm,
like a queen
mm-hmm,
and let's do
mm-hmm.
this and you were saying something so I was just trying to complete what I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, that's the long exactly what it was that. It's
Yeah.
exactly that. Just it's there, it's done. When you do the lives and the things, and it is what it is. You put out, you be your authentic self. I know when I first did my live, I felt like I was rambling on and stuff and thinking, but I did actually go back and watch my replay. But in going back and watching the replay, it confirmed to me that actually, oh, you actually sounded fine and you nailed that. You don't need to, don't sweat it. Just do what you need to do and just be your authentic self. So for me, watching the replays a couple of times just reconfirmed that I was confident with what I was saying, and it came across as I wanted it to be. And yeah, I'm good. And then the other times, if I flubbed over what I was saying, and it is what it is, let's go and roll. And so and I'm adopting that now. When I have to do a pre-recorded video, it's the same thing. It's like, right, Mel, it's 2 takes, and on the second take it is what it is, and that's it. You want to go for the first one and it's done, well, let's go first, because and that's it. And I'm adopting that habit now as well. It is what it is. Say what you have to say, be your authentic self, say what it is that you have to say, record it, done it, thing it, done. And not be fussing about, as long as I know that when I set it up in the first place, that I've got the lighting right as best as I can, and use all that you've taught me in terms of composition and things as best as I can, and then let's go for it. That's it.
And
And
aren't you sounding better? Because that whole
yeah,
pressure is gone. And we sound
yeah,
even much better because there's no hesitation, there's no thinking, there's nothing stopping
yeah,
us. We become
yeah,
unstoppable. And aren't
yeah,
we like stepping into our power and saying everything I need to say? Do you
yeah.
think that whatever, like each interview is very authentic and very spontaneous? These things I'm
Mm-hmm,
talking about, like today I spoke about flying. It came absolutely spontaneously to me, that I'm taking you to the mountain flying, because that
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
connect that to you. With
Yeah.
somebody 2 days back, I was talking about the fact that Nivedita, I was just skipping a stone sitting on a lake, and I was just skipping the
Mm,
stone, thinking, okay, let me just like play with this whole idea of self-portrait, and suddenly this whole lake is vibrating with pain, and I just feel so. With different people I'm saying different thing, but do I
mm,
regret it? No, because that's my authentic self, and this is
yeah.
only coming out because I don't care and I don't see replays. So that's a definite I think suggestions: don't see replays, do not listen to
Mm,
comments
mm-hmm,
if they're not uplifting you, because like it doesn't happen in the real world. These comments also do not stay with you forever. Take the good
mm.
comments, embrace them, be around people that can uplift you, and just go and fly. I mean, just go and fly, and that is it. And
Absolutely.
like the
Absolutely. And that's the
100
thing.
moms shining, I mean, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see these 100 moms
Yeah.
shining. Yeah.
Absolutely. And as you say, it's like we have the ability to choose what it is that we want to respond to and feel and react to it. And
Yeah.
there are going to be people out there that there's not everybody's going to vibrate to what it is that we're saying or deliver the message.
Absolutely.
And if our
Absolutely.
message is not for them, then it's not for them.
It's not for them.
But we don't need to embody that. We can choose our vibration. We can choose what it is that we're going to take on and move forward with. We can choose where our focus is going to go, and that's it. Our focus is on our self-belief and the desire of what it is that we are going forward to create. And those that are for us will be for us, and those that are repel against us will not actually even come into our vibration, because it wouldn't be in alignment for them. We are doing what we need to do in that sense. So I give thanks for meeting so many like-minded people that that want to uplift themselves and uplift their generation and uplift the people around them in whatever it is that their desire, whatever it is that they're doing. And like you said, everyone has their own unique thing, bringing their own unique message to this journey, to this 100 women. Everyone's message is different, but at the same instance, still very much intertwined in that empowerment and that uplifting of us all, and the impact, that the ripple effect that has on everybody. So it's not so insular, it's not about me or I, but it's about us and all of us together as we make that movement, making our changes, doing it is what it is that we're doing, each in our own, but intermeshed and interwoven in such a way that you can't help but be uplifted by that vibration from everybody. It's an amazing
This is
an amazing
beautiful,
time.
Melanie. Beautiful, and I really wish great things for you. Time has come for us because, as usual, I am just getting so immersed in it that I can talk about it. I feel uplifted after. I was having a headache just like because I'm doing that World Summit night duty, but
Mm,
I feel so uplifted right now. And I want you to. I always say this book is called 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dreams, and let's put your dream out in the open, in the universe. Let's put it there and say, what's your dream, Melanie? And then maybe we need to introduce your meditative side. Your voice is so gorgeous. We will end with this 2 minute session on meditation. and
Mhm.
leave this interview. So just let's put it out. What's your dream? What will
Okay,
come in the book
so
as a dream?
as my dream is parenting the genius within, is transforming us as parents and us, our children, to be able to believe that they are able to be, do, and have whatever it is that they set their desires on and believe that they can have, you know. That to me is sowing the seeds of success within us and within our children, that we can transform that generation, that this world can become a place of where all of us are doing exactly what it is that our desires are and believing that it can be. You know, that is my biggest dream. That's the legacy that I want to leave, to know that, you
Awesome.
know, we've all embodied who we truly are, who we truly believe we are, in that sense. As much as we are, we're on that path, we're on that journey, you know,
Beautiful.
recognizing that we have the power within to do that. And as we go forward, so, you know, we reinforce that with it in ourselves. The more that we do it, the more that we teach and reach others and so forth and make that changes. That's my dream. That is my true dream, you know, to see our children just be magnificent, not have anybody, you know, I don't want them to go through things that so many of us have gone through, where other people have determined what our lives are going to be, that where other people have stripped away at our confidence or made us believe that we are less than or unable to. And, you know, and my experience from as a Black female is hugely different to what somebody else's experiences, but it still comes down to the same thing, that people are taken away from us, when in actual fact we have the power. When we recognize that we have that within us, you know, that to me is the most amazing transformation that can happen for anybody, is that everyone knowing that they have their own power within them to be able to be, do, and have whatever it is that they set their mind to, and just sow those seeds that they know how to get it, you know, that they know what it is that they need to do to be able to live that life of their desires, you know. So yeah,
Awesome, awesome. This
that's
is
my dream.
beautiful. That's beautiful, and I will. It'll come true, Melanie. It'll come true. I try to keep these interviews short. We've already become
Mm-hmm.
40, so let's do a 2 minutes. Anything that you want to give moms who are watching. Their moms watching. Jenny is watching. Francis is watching, and Gia is watching. These are like really my champions, cheering us up here. And just let's do 2 minutes meditation.
So
What do you want to
yeah,
tell?
so part of knowing this is by, I use mindfulness as the way to get there, as part of a way of getting there, because we need to be able to quiet our minds and go within ourselves. So in this particular moment, I will ask you to just with me, just close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath in and breathe out. And then as you're breathing in, just take a moment to just recognize all of your blessings, as I do right now on this day, my 50th Earth Strong, my 50th trip around the sun. Just know, as we breathe in and out, that we give thanks for all of our blessings, for the breath that we take, for the love that we feel within this community, for the ability to connect to one another as mums, all on this journey of upliftment, empowerment, of reaching our desires. As we breathe in and out, feeling the power within us, knowing that we have the ability to do, to be, to have. Just feel that essence as you breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And feel the power of source energy as it flows through you with each breath that you take. Just feel that love. Feel that blessings. Feel the goodness. And smile. And when you're ready, just wiggle your fingers and toes. And open your eyes. And feel that blessing.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's amazing. Oh,
it's
that
beautiful.
feel great.
Yeah. Thank you. Happy birthday, Melanie. And we shall thank you for believing in me, Melanie. You're the first person who believed in this course. And thank you so much. More than saying what you're doing is my real win. It's not what you're saying.
Thank you.
It's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the shine, and that shine is my real strength. And that's the confirmation that I should keep moving. So thanks for confirming with this, taking this course, trusting me, showing up, not missing any classes. Even if with this movement, I was lacking, you were going on and on and on. And there it is. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go live. And thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Francis. And thank you, Gia. And I know many of them are going to love it because Mike is going to come up, Debbie's going to come up, everybody's going to start coming up and seeing this. Thank you, love you,
brilliant.
Lots, and
thank you, love you too,
so
and I'll see you
don't go
soon.
off. Yeah, don't go off, and I will just stop the live.